are you from the press? Are you from the press?
No.
Okay, good with me. Okay, good with me. We'll keep in touch. I will.
What else? Where's the trip? It'll be cool. So 3 times. Yours? None of it?
We didn't think it was no, Rosie don't. You might want it's going to go to the go to the yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're closing up there. Let them close first.
Take this will go there because this will go on top there.
Come, gentlemen. Alan. Alan. From the I need 2 more guys on this side. Session. 1 more. Come down. Please raise up the back. Lift it up back. Come
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Okay, we'll have to change it because it's not on the top.
Actually, fruit. No, no, actually, fruit there. Read all the steps.
Then what structure on the
शुक्लं वरदर विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये नमः। ओम गणेशाय नमः, ओम येगनन्दाय नमः, ओम कपिलाय नमः, ओम कचकर्ण्याय नमः, ओम लंबोदराय नमः, ओम विगडाय नमः, ओम विघ्नेश्वराय नमः, ओम मूषिकवाहनाय नमः, यरम्बाय नमः, शूर्पकर्णाय नमः, ईशन मगनाय नमः, गौरीपुत्राय नमः, तत्पुरुषाय नमः, गम गणपतिये नमः, वीर गणपतिये नमः, लक्ष्मी गणपतिये नमः, सत्य गणपतिये नमः, उच्चित गणपतिये नमः, देवादिदेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महागणपतिये नमः। நமச்சிவாய் வாழ்க நாதன் தான் வாழ்க எமை பொருந்தும் என்னெஞ்சொல் நீதானான் தான் வாழ்க ஈசனடி போற்றி எந்தனடி போற்றி தேசனடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நெய்யத்தென்ன நிம்மனடி போற்றி மாய பிறப்பருக்கு மன்னனடி போற்றி சீராரும் தேர்வும் அருளை மலை போற்றி ஆராத இன்பும் அருளை மலை போற்றி ओम नमः शिवाय नमः, शिवाय नमः, नीलगंधाय नमः, गंगाधराय नमः, कैलासवासिनीय नमः, रुद्राय नमः, महादेवाय नमः, हर हर महादेवाय नमः। हरि ओम नमो नारायणाय नमः, वैकुंठवासाय नमः, तिरुमलवासाय नमः, तिरुपतिवासाय नमः, वेंकटेशाय नमः। हरि ओम नमो नारायणाय नमः। ओम श्री हरिचंद्राय नमः, ओम हरिचंद्राय नमः, ओम हरिचंद्राय नमः, ओम हर हर महादेवाय नमः। ओम हरहरा शिवशंकरा विष्णुवल्लभ नीलकंठकरगुले नमस्ते 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 हर हर महादेवाय नमः। अरे मरे अयनम मारम अविदर मुनिवेतानम मुरे मुरे वनिगेयचम मुरवने नम शिवाय 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 मारिया वेदे नागान अडिमुडी तेरिये वन्नम सोडिवाय निरिवानन्ने तुणिवेने नम शिवाय 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 इत्य परपोर वन्ने इनि अदि परिवत्यम्बों वाट्य सेम्बोर वेने वल्लले नमः शिवाय 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 உமை ஒரு பாகம் வைத்தே ஒம்பக தம்பீரானே அமிதரே மணியே ஒத்தே அண்ணலே நம சிவாயா அண்ணலே நம சிவாயா அண்ணலே நம சிவாயா அண்ணலே நம சிவாயா அண்ணலே நம சிவாயா.
See the big one, big photo of water. You walk behind there, right? Just put it on the shoulder. Each coin you drop into the water.
You take with your hand up.
Yeah, just drop into it.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Om Namah Shivaya.
Break it, break it. Break it smaller. Yeah.
All bearers, please, gentlemen, can you kindly come forward? Somebody please kindly remove the finger of the camera.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Nama Om Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Nama Om Shivaya Nama Om Shivaya Nama Om Om Namah Shivaya 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Namaste, Namaskaram, and a very good evening to one and all of you. My name is Rashid Manaj, and I will be your program director for this evening's formal formalities. On behalf of Rosie and the family, I want to extend a warm welcome to one and all of you. And at the outset, thank you for the time to take in the sacrifices you have made to be with them and all of us here today. As we are running late, it's my intention to follow a strict program, and without further ado, I want to hand you over to the service group who will Then the first item is over to Pandit Nawal.
Ask everybody to rise for the opening prayer.
முன்னவனே யானே முகத்தவனே முன்னவனே யானே முகத்தவனே மொட்டினரம் சொன்னவனே தொய்வே சுகத்தவனே மன்னவனே செல்பாரனே மன்னவனே செல்பாரனே ஐங்கரனே செஞ்சரியும் சேங்கரனே தப்பாரனே நின்றார் சரணம் மோதகரா நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க நாதன் தான் வாழ்க எமை பொருந்தும் என் நெஞ்சல் நீதானான் தான் வாழ்க ஈசன் அடி போற்றி எந்த நடி போற்றி தேச நடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நெய்யத்தெந்த நிம்மன் அடி போற்றி மாய பிறப்பிறக்கும் மன்னன் அடி போற்றி சீராரும் தேவும் அரளை மலை போற்றி ஆராதி இன்பும் அருளே மலை போற்றி ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Pandit Noel Mari and service group. That song always evokes and gives me goosebumps. And I want to appeal to one or all of us to continue to serve, to send positive vibrations to the soul of late Mr. Ranganathan, and we much appreciate it. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, a hearty welcome to one and all of you to this evening's formalities and the final farewell tribute to our father, our friend, colleague, brother, uncle, Mr. Loganathan, who was called to rest on Thursday, the 14th of July, 2022. He was known far and wide as Raymond, likable, much liked personality, who seemed to get on with everybody, all and sundry, because of his easygoing nature. He was sprightly, strong, skilled, energetic. In his younger days, he was famed to be able to do anything. He His health took a turn for the worse during the last few years, suffering a heart attack, undergoing surgery, and suffering 2 strokes, which the last one being the fatal one. Raymond Ranganathan, born 29 January 1957, passed on just at the age of 65. Born in Mobeni Heights, Chatsworth, attended Southland Secondary School, where he had the pleasure of completing matric and being appointed as a teacher at the same school. He married Rosie and moved to City in Tonga, where they set up home, and hence we have 2 beautiful daughters in Ravenli. At this point, I would like to call upon Thamo, a friend of the family, to pay tribute. Thank you.
Mr. Maharaj. I will take you back to memory lanes because Raymond and I were born in Mabel, Caterman. And we attended school there in Caterman. He went to Munglang Primary and I went to Minagardens Primary. And we had to stay there and
Yes. Yeah. We went to Sunday school in Caterman. His Sunday school teacher was, well, now he's Dr. Henson.
my teacher, I can't remember his name, but he was always
He was always cordial, and we were small. We were 6 or 7 years old. I think when we were 10 years old, it was in 1966. The group areas act, and we had to move from the area. So he lost his dad at a very early age, and his uncle Gwen Perima bought the land in Mobeni Heights in Twemila Drive for 346 rands. And my dad bought him in Havenside, and he got the whole house. So Dr. Jamal, at that time of medical school, and they all went to Unit 7. So most of the people from Caterman and Mabel either came to Mobeni Heights at Havenside, and they moved to what's called to Unit 7. When we came here, then we all had to go to school, primary school, and that primary school was in Cornwall. That's where Gordon and Rosie and all of us were there. And we all were basically in the same class, so in the same grade. And I can recall vividly that when the school inspector came, and that was Mr. Conant, then everybody, all the teachers should get worried, because we had 2 Conants in the school. That was Rosie and Gordon. And they were complaining. So we completed our primary school in Cornwall, and then we went out to
Southlands High School.
Southlands High School. And at Southlands High School, Raymond displayed his skills in sport. He was an athlete, he was a tennis set player, and we should play cricket and we should play soccer. We all went through the high school, And Rosie was in the same class as us, and that's where he met Rosie, and he really liked her. I can remember that Rosie was sitting by the girl by the name of Brookman, and they were the two girls in the class, and so all the boys should like both of them, you know. So Raymond was the lucky one. In 1975, Raymond completed matric, all of us, and then we had to decide what to do. Now Raymond's name changed to Law, because he was a representative of us in school, and he was like a lawyer. So I, Salim Karim, and E.M. John's son, which is Trevor John, from the same area, we all went to university to study law. And Raymond went to Speakville College to study to become a teacher. Towards the latter years, he was telling us that the reason why he wanted to become a teacher because his uncle Gwen promised his dad on his bedside bed that he must make his son a teacher. And that's how Raymond became a teacher. Now why his name was Law? His name was Law because he was very outspoken, a very good debater at school. We were nothing compared to Raymond, and the nickname, he was a real lawyer. You know. So at school now, you'll find that Raymond was very close to Clive Gopal, who was a pastor now. We were all in the same class. And another person by the name of Woods and Lorna. So I'm going to bring some sympathies to Rosie from Woods and from Lorna from Johannesburg. And I also like to bring some the condolences from my brother, who was in Australia, who sent his messages, Preggy and Susan from Australia as well. Now, while he was at college, and then you'll find that I switched from law to become a teacher to be closer with my friends because it was more exciting for them at college than we are at university and at law college. And then we should have our social, and as I told you, Raymond was an outspoken person. So he, Luther Murugan, and Chetty. Chetty, they should be the comedians. And from that time in college, Raymond, Luther Murugan, they should do all the comics and the comedians at our socials in college. The last year, I can remember that when he was qualifying in the year 1979 and becoming a teacher, they started this radio channel at Springfield College, Muthu Murugan and him. He also played in different parts, and sometimes you find that people should mistake him for this person from the name of Manu Padiachi. Now Manu Padiachi acted in the play called The Stable Expense, and Raymond looked very identical to him. Law, he married his high school sweetheart, that is Rosie. And Rosie was studying at that time to become a hairdresser. Okay. So he taught in various schools in Chatswood High, Salkins, Chatswood Secondary, and towards the latter part, he came from there into what is called CETIs, and he taught at Bedlam Secondary, and he eventually retired at the Victoria Primary School. He was my dear friend, a relative, and a trustworthy, and together we formed an investment club called Club 88. And this is that we should all meet once a month coming into Tongat. He was a real confidant in giving us advice, and through that influence of our club, I met my wife when she's here, and we married. So after retirement, he helped many organizations in Sitites and in Tongat. And he was a versatile person in terms of the building industry. And he helped me build my home. He was always there for me and my family. And he made a wrong investment choice in terms of investing his money in oil. And that's where the entire thing and his downhill turned, and he became what is termed his health came downhill. And my last visit to him was on Tuesday before he could pass away. And he held my hand and he cried out to me. Before I conclude, I know the time is there, but I want to state this clock of life by Robert's. The clock of life is wound but once, and no man has the power to tell just where the hand will stop, at late or early hours. To be one's wealth is sad indeed, is to lose one's health is more. To lose one's soul is such a great loss that no man can destroy. The present only is our own, so let's live, love, and toil, and place no faith in tomorrow. So we don't know when that clock of life is going to be sold for us. On behalf of the family, on behalf of the members from our club, which is John, Lionel, Darren, Ronnie, and Bala, our deepest condolences to you and our sympathies to you, Rosie. And may the God bless you and comfort you in this dying time. And I must say that for both these children, he made sure he gave the best in terms of education and in whatever way he wants. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Amen.
thank you, Pandit Noel and the Bhajan group for that very melodious bhajan. Ladies and gentlemen, dear boys and girls, allow me to thank Thamo for his tribute that he paid. Thank you very much, Brother Thamo. Friends, on behalf of the family, I would like to call upon Ravendri, Raymond's daughter, to speak on behalf of the family. Ravendri, in her Facebook post, described her father as her #1 supporter. And my pleasure to call upon her to pay a tribute. Ravendri.
Today I say goodbye to a legend. Mr. Ranganathan, Raymond, Loganathan, Law, Ray, and Old Man. You have shaped us to be strong, independent, outspoken women, and for that I thank you. Growing up, you were always there for us, taking us to school every morning and bringing us home from school. You never allowed us to take the bus for reasons only you knew. School holidays were the best, especially the July mid-year break when the sardines were around. For 2 years, we chased the shows, drove from coast to coast, following them. These were the most exciting times. As we got older, things changed. We matured as women and started our own journeys, but you were always there. You bought me my first car only because Keshri won hers, and it was not fair that she had a car and I didn't. That was how fair you were. And when it came to Keshri and I, you made sure we had equal shares of everything, even when she didn't want to share with me. The fairness and integrity you instilled in us carries through in our careers and our daily lives. I remembered my first accident with my first car and how my brakes failed in the morning traffic. I called you sobbing my eyes out, not knowing what to do, and you always came to my rescue, as always. The next day, you taught me how to change my tires, check brake fluid, oil, water, change the light bulbs. That was just so how you educated me in case this happened again. For this reason, Ashley used to say that I am Raymond's son. Your taste in clothes, cars, furniture, anything was exemplary. From choosing dresses when I was younger to buying miniskirts when we were older. Your witty comments will carry me through any dull day. You had an answer for everything. From being our lawyer to our counselor to the mediator, you had something to say. One of your comments came up as a memory on Facebook recently where you said, you regret not planting an almond tree because the monkeys would be so clever by now. There were so many memories and so many good times that we will treasure forever. We honor the man that you were, the teacher, the comedian, the handyman, overall strong-minded, the best dad you could be. From Mommy, Keshri, and I say, go well, son. Your suffering is no more. Tell Ashley I said hello. I know you will hope my angel's watching over me now. Thank you.
Thank you, the service group, Pandit Mari and his troop. Such soothing music is nourishment to the soul and is also nourishing and soothing to the family. Thank you, Raymond, for that heart-rending tribute to your dad, your hero, what he was. Ladies and gentlemen, dear boys and girls, I know we are making good time. I'm wearing two caps here today. First, to assist with the program, and the second one is to speak on behalf of Victoria Primary School. As his former and his last principal, it is my pleasant duty today to pay tribute to Mr. Ranganathan. Victoria Primary was a school he retired from in 2016, and I was his last principal. He taught at many schools, too many to mention. Of all the schools he taught at, I was told by Rosie yesterday, Victoria Primary School was where he made his best contribution and where he loved it the most. And I'm happy to see one current educator at Victoria Primary, Mr. Pandey, and one ex-educator from Victoria Primary, Mr. David Naidu. So on behalf of Victoria Primary School, I'm not the principal, but I've been asked to send a tribute and a message of sympathy to Rosie and the family. Mr. Ranganathan was something special, as you will get as I get more into my speech. He had made such a contribution to our school that it came as no surprise that the school organized a beautiful and fitting farewell for him as he retired. I remember that function fondly, as it was the first for Victoria Primary. I also remember it because Mr. Ranganathan and his family were treated like royalty that day. I can still picture him walking into the school assembly and with tears in his eyes to a rapturous applause by the learners. This was a fitting send-off to a dedicated and hard-working educator who gave of his best to education and to Victoria Primary in particular. In my tenure as principal of the school, Mr. Ranganathan did it all. There is nothing that he couldn't do, from being a dedicated educator, using his skill to repair and fix anything, being a program director at various school functions, serving on the SGP and other school-related structures. In essence, he did it all. He was an accomplished accounting, EMS and business studies educator. Many of his ex-learners are now successful accountants and businessmen and women who were taught by him. It's often said that engineers make bridges, artists make paintings, scientists make rockets, but teachers make them all. And Raymond was that teacher who made them all. Apart from his teaching and knowledge of accounting, Mr. Ranganathan will also be remembered for being a very strict disciplinarian who had the naughty learners shaking in their boots when summoned by him. Many a teacher used Mr. Ranganathan and his reputation to instill fear and discipline in their own classes. They often tell me that they tell the children, if you don't behave, I'm going to send you to Mr. Ranganathan's class. This was enough and all the learners were silent. Sadly, ladies and gentlemen, this type of discipline is non-existent in our schools anymore. Agreed times have changed, education has evolved, methods have changed. The same respect that learners had for the likes of Mr. Ranganathan is no more. This type of Ranganathan discipline, which I call it, ensured many a learner excelled and succeeded in life. Another feature that Mr. Ranganathan impressed me by was his meticulous handwriting and his snappy dressing. Therefore, I decided to honor him today and wore a suit. It's the first time I'm wearing a suit since I retired in January. His snappy dressing. He was always dressed to the nines, smartly clad. Another not so talked about attribute of Mr. Ranganathan was his short temper. He did tell me that he made many a principal run from the office. And I thank my lucky stars today. Mr. Ranganathan, thank you for not making me run from the office. And this may be the reason I never walked into his class to give him a treat. Imagine him chasing me, a big man, and he's shorter than me, chasing me around the school. It would have been a field day for the learners. Rest assured, Mr. Ranganathan, Victoria Primary School will never see another stricter disciplinarian. They miss you dearly, and on behalf of the SMT, the learners, and staff, please accept our deepest sympathies, Rosie and the family. This also comes to a group of ex-Victorians that we formed, not current Victorians, we're ex-Victorians. And I think when we had our first function, Mr. Ranganathan sent an apology. It was held sometime in February this year. Ladies and gentlemen, no story of Mr. Ranganathan can be complete without mentioning the wonderful role played by his most loving and loyal wife, Rosie. During all of life's tribulations, Rosie never left his side. Being severely compromised after his heart attack and bypass, it was Rosie who nursed him back to health. If this wasn't enough, it was Rosie again who cared for him, nurtured him, and nursed him when he suffered his strokes, the first one and the second one being most fatal. Rosie had to take care of his every need, as Raymond was helpless. And nobody will appreciate the stresses and the trauma and the sacrifices that one takes when taking care of somebody who is helpless, unless you experience it for yourself. Remember, his second stroke was fatal, and it was already too much for his frail body to manage. And his soul left his physical body on the 14th of July on its journey to another plane. Rosie, you have been remarkable in your role as a dedicated and loyal wife under sometimes very trying and difficult circumstances. But true to your strong values and belief systems, and based on our rich Hindu Dharma, you served Raymond to the end of his days. A basic tenet in Hinduism is that our lives are intertwined. And remember, Rosie, that the universe is not interested in your achievements and material acquisitions. It is only interested in your heart. When you choose to act out of kindness, compassion, and love, they say that you are already aligned with your true purpose. In taking life's lessons from others, it is important for us to make good and informed choices, taking care of our health, be respectful, be kind to others, be good and do good, never bringing harm and unhappiness to others. Always keeping in mind that the law of cause and effect and the law of karma is certain as the sun rises. Always remember the 4 principles of karma. Whatever happened that way and could never happen any other way. Whoever you meet in your life, you are supposed to meet. There is a purpose in meeting that person, to either help you, to teach you, to guide you, and teach you something. Thirdly, whatever has to start in your life will only start at a given time, not before, nor after. Finally, what is over. Have no regrets. Don't hold on to the past. You've got to move on. Remember, Rosie, your meeting Raymond was destined to happen. You had to meet him at the right time, and to go through the good and the bad times, learn and take lessons. But most of all, Rosie, Ravendri and Keshri, have no regrets. And remember, reflect on all the things good and happy, and may God guide and prosper you all in all your efforts. My final vote of thanks, ladies and gentlemen, dear boys and girls, on behalf of Rosie, Keshri and Ravendri, I want to place on my sincere thanks to one and all of you for sacrificing your time, even though it's already late, and also giving this service the dignity it deserved. To our family and friends, especially neighbors, our heartfelt thanks. The KZN Funeral Services for doing the funeral in such a professional manner. Pandit Noble Madi and the service group. Panditji, thank you so much for offering such spiritual gems at this function. And I would like to hand over to you, and he will conclude the program. Thank you, safe journeys, and all the best.
Hari Govinda, part of this evening's memorial. Could I ask all the family members, please come to your final viewing and offer your flowers, and thereafter we will proceed to cremation area. This evening's service was conducted by the Phoenix Cultural Friends, all the way from Phoenix. A very big thank you to the members. Could I ask all your family members and those that want to come to your last viewing, please come to the front. Ask all the pallbearers to come front, please. Pallbearers. Jodi Andabakaranamagi Namo Namo Yenda Namo Arimugaranam Garudavagana Ande Govinda 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 Vayodu Ragrama Nargavama Ninjatil Purudeva Vayodu Lakshmiyodu and the garden meedele Angula Yerivandan Aru Seva